Hey guys and gals, it's me Super Rocket, and if you live in America or been to America or been to Dubai in some part of it, I think. I mean seriously, I think Dubai has everything. I believe that country also gives you the ability to fly. You may heard of a not too powerful rat. Wait, what? What did you say? Wait, he's not a rat anymore, he's a mouse? Well, now it just makes it look like he's just a blatant ripoff of Mickey Mouse. Anyways, this mouse's name is Charles Entertainment Cheese, better known as Chuck E. Cheese, owner of the good old restaurant Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Somehow I was able to stumble upon this little mouse while surfing through the internet. Even though I never been to a Chuck E. Cheese before, I don't live in America or Dubai. So yeah, this would be interesting to go through his character because I'm surprised how much he changed throughout the decades to promote his brand. So I thought it'd be fun to look at it with the perspective of somebody who hasn't been there before. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chuck E. Cheese saga, as I like to put it. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
So naturally, of course, since we're at the beginning of Chuck E. Cheese, which of course is the 70s, it's best to, of course, explain a bit of, the history of how this little restaurant came to be. So here we go. Here's a little crash course of the history of CEC. Back in the 70s, a guy named Noah Bushnell bought a coyote costume in hopes of creating this cool restaurant food chain, I guess, known as Coyote's Pizza. What he didn't realize is that the costume wasn't a coyote, but it's a rat, thanks to the tail that apparently he did not see while buying the costume. I mean, seriously, how small is that tail? If it was that small that he didn't notice it, why not just cut it off and it will be no big issue? But yeah, he decided to just keep it that way and decided to rename the restaurant to, of course, Ricky Rat's Pizza. Yeah, that doesn't sound great for good old food specialists, so of course he changed it to Chuck E. Cheese. The reason why he chose the name Chuck E. Cheese because it allows you to smile because, that's the reason why we say cheese when we smile for the camera because, it forces a smile on your mouth when you say it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be much more easier for Joker if he knew about that back in The Dark Knight. Let's put a smile on that face. Say Chuck E. Cheese. It's not what you think on my mouth, it's just pizza sauce. Noah Bushnell soon realized that he might want to do more than just pizza for this restaurant and decided to put some good old video games there, or more specifically, of course, arcade games in the restaurant, which is a pretty cool concept. And of course, he also added some more fun entertainment with taking a page from Disney and using fun little animatronics to have a fun little music entertainment while eating pizza. The way he presented the animatronics in the restaurant is they actually put it at like the ceilings of the restaurant and put it in some little picture frames, I guess, which is a cool idea, but I can't imagine how difficult it is for an adult to enjoy this entertainment, just moving his head up and down, not to mention eating a pizza while he's at it. So yeah, they had it rough in the 70s, I'm pretty sure. Of course, the characters that you get to see in the little portraits up in the ceiling while struggling to move your head while eating pizza include none other than Chuck E. Cheese himself. We also got the chef who makes the pizzas, Pasquale, a country-loving dog, Jasper T. Joust. We got a singing chicken known as Helen Henny. And we also got a monster who loves to eat pizzas known as Mr. Munch, who we then find out is actually a part of a big planet known as Planet Purple. Yes, I know. I mean, come on. Mars is technically called the Red Planet. So why not a planet called Planet Purple, okay? Actually, Mr. Munch was actually a replacement for a different character known as Krusty the Cat, who was only there in the first restaurant and never left it. I have no idea why they replaced it. I guess maybe it's a bit weird to have a rat and a cat be friends. I have no idea. But yeah, the cat was gone and never returned, and Chuck E. Cheese decided to adopt a cat in the future to honor his memory. Or something, or maybe it's just a coincidence that he has a cat in the future, I don't know. I would show you some footage of the actual performance back in the day, but this was the 70s. Nobody had an iPhone to record their little son's birthday party or something like that. In fact, Apple was only 1 year old by the time Chuck E. Cheese came onto the scene. Apple was founded in like 1976, surprisingly on April 1st. April 1st? Really? Why is that? Alright guys, it's finally time that I announce that I'm launching my brand new company, Apple. Nah, I'm just kidding. Who would name their company Apple? That's a stupid name. April Fools, guys. Haha. I mean, come on, can you imagine? Best company in the world, Apple? That makes no sense. There's no way that can happen. Or can I? Wow! This apple's pretty good. But luckily, not all is lost. I may not be able to see how the performances actually are. Too bad I cannot experience some form of neck pain or something like that. But anyways, I do have actually the audio track from those performances, so we at least get a taste of what the characters are saying. And man, Chuck E. Cheese is so rude in these. I mean, not really rude to the audience, I guess. He's more of rude to his pals in the portraits for some reason. I have no idea why that's the case, but apparently just hearing it, you know, Chuck E. Cheese's voice in these, he just feels like he doesn't want to be with these people, but he has to for the play. So yeah, it's a very interesting character for your mascot, and I'm pretty sure, of course, later on down the line they tamed it, but still, it's so funny to see, especially in how he interacts with Jasper. He keeps saying this thing called, "Turn off the fruitcake dog." There's even a montage about it.
The human rat race. Get it?
Well, turn off that dog and just turn off the fruitcake dog.
No. Turn off the dog. Please, turn off the fruitcake dog. Turn off the fruitcake dog. Turn off the fruitcake dog. The button on the left. Yes. Turn off the dog. Please, turn off the fruitcake dog.
Turn off the fruitcake dog, please.
I ask how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, and you just can't get into it, because they'll never understand.
Oh yeah, if you're wondering where that voice clip came from, it actually came from this YouTube channel called CEC Blender, who is actually a YouTube channel that has like these cool Blender 3D models of the actual animatronics. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It has some fun little skits there. You should definitely go check them out if you have the chance. Wait a minute, I just realized he said turn off the fruitcake dog. He said the button on the left? Wait a minute. Do they actually know that they are animatronics? Well, yeah, you see, technically back in the past, these animatronic shows are technically more meant for the adults, I guess you could say. It's not like they're really for adults, but I guess close enough, I guess, you know, since the children are gonna be playing with the arcade machines, the parents are just gonna be chilling back and relaxing and eating pizza. So that's some nice entertainment for them, I guess. We've got stuff like this.
Shocking! The British are coming! Who's this? What, Paul Revere? No, what in the name of rock and roll are you talking about? The British invasion, Big C!
And hey, I mean, at least they really try to dedicate themselves to it, I guess. I mean, it's really well done. They even really show, you know, how Chuck E. Cheese's character is in his design, as you can see from the illustrations of him, or even the mascot that they redesigned from the original coyote type costume, because the original one, I don't know why, it's a bit weird because it looks like the coyote is so depressed, I guess you can say. That's definitely not good for your branding. Eat pizza. Yay. But they don't just talk to each other and also talk to the audience from time to time in these little shows. They also sing along as well, and they're technically basically jukeboxes, as explained by Chuck E. Cheese himself in one of the shows.
Well, Big C, I was looking at the audience.
I can see that.
Well, I was looking and wondering why you never got a jukebox for those people out there.
Because we don't need a jukebox. You're the jukebox.
Me? I don't look like a jukebox.
Of course not, nitwit. This is a creative establishment we got here. We're not just gonna let you look like any old jukebox.
Yeah. And the song selection is a bit interesting because it's a mixture of like whimsical Disney-like songs, which makes sense since they were kind of inspired by Disney when making these little animatronic shows. But they also add a few, you know, 70s style sounding music as well, because, you know, it was the 70s after all.
There are many places where you can grab a bite, sandwiched beside the
between the traffic lights. Come through these hospitable doors. Cause
When you're in for a real good time. Come on over, come on over, come on over, come on over. When you're in for a real good time.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is Chuck E. Cheese, the Big C, saying, when you come in here, you're in here for a real good time.
You tell him, Big C.
You keep quiet, Cat. Maybe I could.
Sorry.
Anyway, folks, this is me saying around here we don't ever stop when we bring on the food. Unless, of course, the man upstairs turns off the light.
Ah, shoot. So overall, this definitely isn't my favorite version of Chuck E. Cheese in this little series that we're going to be doing, but it definitely is the funniest out of all of them, especially if he's paired up with his good old pals. But still, this definitely isn't the first thing I think of when it comes to a kid's mascot for a kid's restaurant. But still, at least I can definitely say that this definitely is your grandpa's Chuck E. Cheese. Why did I keep saying definitely there? So yeah, soon enough, this cool, unique idea for a restaurant became a success, and soon enough, there will be multiple joints throughout America. But of course, this isn't the end of the story. There's a lot more to go through. So what adventures that we have with our little friend Chuck E. Cheese in the near future of the 80s? Well, join me next time as we see how the restaurant went bankrupt. Yeah, I'm not kidding there. So until then, rock it on.
Ah, Chief. Big C, do I have to go along with that stupid, corny old joke?
It's in the script. It's in the script. So I repeat. Say good night, nitwit.
Good night, nitwit. Well, yeah, that's a bad joke.